It's very difficult for me to answer the question of who my favorite YouTuber is, mostly because there's just too many to choose from, along with the fact that they all cover different genres and styles of videos. Some days I like watching an anime review, some days I like watching a man eat a chicken sandwich, and some days I like watching a man document the loss of his sanity. However, one question I don't think is asked as frequently is the question of, which YouTuber do I hold the most respect for? And trust me when I say it means a lot more to have someone actually respect you as a person, rather than just saying they like those stupid videos you post on the internet. The first few names that come into my head to meet this description are people like James Rolfe of Cinemassacre, Jason Steele of Film Cow, and Neil Ciceriga. These people all have very different types of videos, but one thing they all have in common is the fact that they've all been a part of YouTube since its very early days. And that's usually one of the most common origins of respect. You respect old people and those who've been around longer than you simply because they must hold more wisdom because they've had the most experience. And it's no exaggeration to say that all of these old school YouTubers have seen and gone through many changes. Not just changes to their own channels, but to the website itself. They've seen the implementation of all the major alterations to YouTube's layout and function, both the good and the bad ones. These are experiences you just can't apply to all the more recent YouTube users barely in their 20s. Compare the young faces that have been around for only a couple of years at most to someone like James Rolfe, a 40-year-old man who started off doing YouTube as nothing more than a hobby. That being said though, I really don't think it's very fair to rag on the new generation of kids and teenagers making their way onto YouTube to produce their own content. Yes, it's true that most of what they make is eye-searing garbage that makes you want to go back in time to kill YouTube's founders before they could allow these parasites to spread. But I don't think anybody who started off making internet content when they were young isn't guilty of making stuff they'd later find embarrassingly bad. We've all done it. It's just a cycle of cringe that'll probably go on for as long as YouTube and any other video sharing platform exists. And besides, young people have been finding new modes of expression through YouTube since the site's beginning, and those same kids who started off in the mid-2000s can now call themselves veterans of this cesspool of video content. One of those kids was a young guy named Forrestfire101, who'd start off a little YouTube channel back in May of 2007 called Forrestfire101. Forrestfire101 is a channel that I view as a standard of how much one creator can progress in their time on YouTube. Forrest's channel started off and rose to popularity as a channel for Lego stop-motion animation, a video style that still persists to this very day. The first video found on the channel is an animation called Spider vs. Sand, which is a short animated fight scene between Spider-Man and Sandman set to the score of the song Espionage by Green Day. This video, however, is not the first of its kind, not just for Forrest, but for YouTube itself. Lego animations had popped up since the site's inception, but very few content creators chose to really embrace the format as much as Forrest did. They simply posted a simple viral video like The Beer Song or Mickey Doodles, and then moved on. For Forrest, stop motion had been an interest of his for a good year before he really started posting his works to the internet, with his greatest source of inspiration for adopting this type of animation being shows like Robot Chicken. Forrest's actual first stop motion project, according to him at least, is found on his second channel, Forrestfire101, and is titled Batman Kills Alfred. It's a video where Batman just kills Alfred. And it's absolutely what you'd expect from a 12-year-old boy's first attempt at stop motion in the year 2007. It's bad.
Damn it, Alfred, you broke another glass. Sir, I didn't, you did it. Oh, you blame me? I'll kill you, Alfred, you're fired, I'll kill you! Batman, don't hurt Alfred. Don't hurt him. Unless you want a bad bitch slap, you'll help me hide the body. Now come on. Wait, Batman, I don't think this is right. We shouldn't kill. Shut up, Robin.
Like I said earlier, we all have rough beginnings. These early, crudely made animations can be found in compilations on Forrestfire1001, and give the strong impression that stop motion was a hobby that Forrest self-taught himself all on his own, considering most of them were made months before he began his YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm Hulk, I'm mad! I'm so mad because I'm Hulk and I'm always mad and stuff. I don't know why, I'm just mad. Oh, I'm gonna pick up these cars, I'm gonna smash them together because I'm just mean and mad. I'm just mean and mad, I'm so mad. Oh crap, here comes the cops, they're just gonna shoot me again. I'm so mad right now. It hurts.
Forrest began as just a young kid who had a cheap store-bought camera, some Legos, and an interest. 13 years later, some people refer to him as the greatest independent Lego animator of all time, and his channel of over 1 million subscribers serves as a testament to the guy's natural talent for taking lots and lots of pictures of Legos. Now, even though Forrest's main claim to fame is through his years spent as a stop-motion animator, I'm willing to bet that almost every single person watching this has seen at least one of his creations. Why do I feel so sure about that? Well, that's because he made this.
Bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said, understand. Hey, bum bum bum.
Got any grapes? Okay, so Forrest didn't actually write or sing the duck song, that was a guy named Brian Oden. But Forrest was the one who animated the iconic video, in MS Paint I might add, and is the one who has the most viewed version, so pretty much anyone will tell you it's his video. The duck song is undoubtedly Forrest's King Cotton cash crop of his channel. With over 400 million views, 2 well-received sequels, a line of merchandise, and even a children's book. And everyone who's seen the duck song knows how nice and wholesome and charming it is. How can you not love it? Well, Forrest's channel has never been solely animation. He's actually made quite a few live-action sketch comedy videos and shared them on his channel. So, let's check out a video from just 3 months after the friendly and wholesome duck song, made by the exact same creator.
Hey babes, I found some mini O's in the kitchen earlier, and they are to die for, like OMG die for. Let you eat some off my hot bod later.
Hey babe, thanks. But you know Oreos give me the shits.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll remember next time.
You better be.
Oh, dude. What the f? Oh, dude. That's a guy, dude. Don't you know that's a guy?
Oh my god. Guys, you can't be mean to my baby girl, you know? She's like my little angel.
Heck yes, I am.
And just like that, the innocence of countless adolescents died. Funny enough, these live-action videos would go on to be my favorite content on Forrest's entire channel, but we'll go more into detail about it all later. I guess now's a good time to bring up my own personal history with Forrestfire101. I found this channel around 2009 when I was still a fairly virtuous and innocent young lad. I found myself watching all of Forrest's LEGO Batman videos, which at that time were probably the most incredible things I'd ever seen. Not only was it my first time seeing Legos, my all-time favorite childhood toy, being animated in a fashion I'd never seen before, but they were also swearing, making sex jokes, beating the shit out of each other, and most importantly, were actually kinda funny. From the moment I saw this scene of Batman verbally abusing Alfred with Indiana Jones by his side, I decided that I would follow this man and his creations to the end of time.
Alfred, get your lazy ass over here!
Yes, sir.
We're going to go get back Mutt and Robin. While we're gone, make sure the Batcave gets completely cleaned. I want this thing spotless. You understand, you little motherfucker?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and don't hire any immigrant workers like last time. I want you to do the work, Alfred. I don't care if you have arthritis or arthritis or whatever the it's called, okay? You understand that, Alfred? Do you understand?
I'll make sure of it.
Alright, Indy. Are you ready to do this? I'll be right behind you, Batman. But not in a gay way.
11 years since then, and here we are. And Forrest still continues to deliver content that never fails to improve upon itself. His animations have indeed slowed down, but that's mostly due to the sheer amount of effort that it takes to create them. I've tried my own hand at stop motion, and I can safely declare that anyone who's able to spend even 1 hour putting together just 15 seconds of animation deserves an award for putting up with something as tedious as that shit. Because of how long I've been a fan of Forrest, and due to how much I've kept up with his vlogs and update videos on his second channel, I can safely say I probably know enough about this man to write his life story. Does that sound creepy? Yeah, it does, but whatever. Forrest has documented his life, his work, and his passion so much that it's hard not to get to know him so well. It's the equivalent to how much Chris Chan has plastered himself all over the internet, only without the horrendous autism. Both of Forrest's channels function as a documentation of his youth and show how many improvements he's made to his content over time, more so than I can say for others like him. But in order for me to really sell how much progression in terms of content creation this man has gone through, we must take a small journey back to the beginning. And by beginning, I mean 13 years ago. I know it's not that far back, but for some of us it feels longer. The year is 2007. Everyone's playing Nintendo Wii, your man Dan Schneider's making it big with iCarly, and Seth Rogen was capable of making movies that didn't feel like a castration of your eyeballs. 1 week after turning 13 years old, a boy named Forrest Whaley from St. Louis, Missouri starts up a brand new YouTube channel to post the stop-motion videos he's been making just for fun. You know, back when people still posted videos on the shitty site out of pure boredom, not for cheap profit. Many of these lesser quality but not terrible animations are now revisited as all-time classics of early YouTube animation. Classics such as the Lego Batman, Spider-Man, and Chewbacca movie, Lego Star Wars, Vader's Intervention, and Lego Batman, If I Were Gay, which is just an absolute masterpiece.
And if I were gay, you'd be my work of art. And if I were gay, we would swim in romance. But I'm not gay, so get your hand out of my pants.
The biggest trademark of these quirky little animations was that it was painfully apparent that these were being made by a kid in his bedroom. From the effects done in MS Paint, the poor mic quality, and even the self-produced sound effects.
Damn you, Batman, with your gravity-defying motorcycle! Die!
I just love going back through the archives and looking at these little bios that YouTube channels used to have. It reeks of mid-2000s adolescence. Things that piss me off. Commies. People who say the PSP is bad. And people who sub for sub. Well, that part hasn't changed. Forrest categorized his channel as a variety channel, and although he's now best known for his Lego animations, he also dabbled in other animation trends. One of these was the series Stick Figures on Crack, which were knockoffs of already popular videos that shared the same name and style. I'm willing to call these shameless knockoffs, seeing as they've been long deleted from Forrest's channel and can now be found as re-uploads across the vast corners of the interwebs.
Pokemon, what is your name? Venusaur. No, it's Venusaur. 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 Venusaur.
My new Vista computer. Hobbies and interests. Playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Guitar Hero 3 on Wii. I want to go back so fucking bad. Why can't we just go back? It was so simple back then. So Forrest was just an average Midwestern kid with access to the internet. Forrest would point out multiple times in later years that he was actually homeschooled. So let that sink in. Midwestern and homeschooled. Life could not have been as unimaginably boring for anyone as much as it was for this kid. So this whole YouTube thing was most likely the greatest outlet for creative expression Forrest had ever had. And for months and months, new videos of just whatever animation project or Lego production he put together found their way onto the channel. At an age where most people tend to define who they are and what their main interests are, Forrest was now fully broadcasting himself to the world. In 2008, only a year after Forrest started sharing his animations and garnered thousands of viewers, a major change occurred to both him and to the rest of YouTube. A little system known as the YouTube Partner Program surfaced. You can make money off of this shit? That's right. After years of posting videos for nothing more than amusement and for maybe a little bit of internet cred, full-time YouTube users were now eligible to start getting paid for their videos through good old advertisements. Although, back then, not many people really even understood how this whole process worked. As far as most of us knew, each click on a video magically generated a random sum of money, and this somehow equaled paychecks for the creators. And one of the first few lucky individuals to share a part in this program was none other than 14-year-old Forrestfire101.
So Forrest, I hear you're part of the Partner Program.
Yes, on YouTube.com. I make videos and then I get money.
How much money do you make from the Partner Program in about, say, a month?
I make more than my parents put together. But no, in all seriousness, thousands of dollars.
The crazy thing about all of this was that Forrest's channel barely had even 700 subscribers around the time he even became a partner. That isn't even enough to qualify you for monetization anymore. It's hard to imagine your hobby transitioning into a full-blown career, but one way or another Forrest had become one of the first out of many future YouTubers to do just that. However, despite this early success of acquiring minimal internet fame, Forrest was actually setting his sights on much more prospective future plans. From a very early age, he decided it was his lifelong goal to become a director of major motion pictures, a goal which he stayed true to for years.
When I get older, I would like to be a director of motion pictures, big stunts and action and comedy.
When I get older, I want to see myself become a filmmaker, like independent filmmaker, studio filmmaker, whatever, you know, like director, producer, whatever, you know.
But Forrest made it apparent that he didn't intend to make a filmmaking career out of snapping pictures of Lego minifigures all day. He wanted to make a leap to live-action content. The problem was, he couldn't just randomly start producing that type of content and risk losing the large audience who followed him for LEGO animations alone. All the previous hard work done building an audience would have been for nothing. Regardless, he would occasionally put together random sketch comedy shorts with friends and post them alongside his animations. These would never receive anything close to the reception of his LEGO videos, but for me these embody something much more sincere. They're the kind of videos that can only be made by a couple of bored teenagers making videos for the hell of it, and the sheer purity they possess is just something to marvel at. For example, we have the series of commercial parody videos known as the Invisa products.
Hey kids, are you tired of these complex video games always getting in your way? You buy a $250 system and guess what? It screws you over like your uncle?
What the f***? I don't even know what's going on! Oh my god!
Well, not anymore. Get out of your dark house and enjoy the sun. And play with our new product, brang, 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 the Invisible.
I'm telling you, there's a science behind the pure nostalgic feelings that videos like these trigger. The potato tier camera quality, the painfully cheap special effects, the Windows Movie Maker text, forcing your family members to play a part in the video because you didn't have enough actors on hand. It all triggers a chemical reaction in the brain that makes you think, wow, that looks really bad. But I love it for that very reason.
Then get Invisiplate. It's the plate of tomorrow. Invisiplate is totally invisible, so you never have to wash it.
Invisidishes!
Invisiplate is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They're so fantastic, you might just pee your pants.
Also, I'm just gonna throw this clip in real quick because somehow it still makes me laugh really, really hard.
If you're not completely satisfied with our product, then you can go to hell. Order now.
With Forrest now gaining more and more experience with stop motion and with this exciting new ability to make money from YouTube, the quality of his animations were rising rapidly. The mic quality was no longer dog shit, the fight scenes were growing more and more complex, and Forrest was now collaborating more frequently with other YouTubers like Blob Studios and Keshin8, who at that time were the two biggest LEGO animators in the game next to Forrest himself. Also, puberty happened.
Batman! Batman! Some villains are coming this way, and they're coming! They're coming! Alright, chill the fuck out, Robin. Hey, but Batman, holy Robin, stop back-talking me before I rip your off. Okay, sorry.
In March of 2009, two things happened. One, Forrest hit 30,000 subscribers and well exceeded 1 million views, a colossal leap from not even a year earlier. And two, the world was given the duck song.
When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bump, 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 got any glue? What?
The duck song exhibits what I like to call the Forrestfire101 MS Paint trademark. It's a style found in many of Forrest's hand-drawn animations. Well, I shouldn't say hand-drawn since it's just MS Paint. This signature style appeared again in a video posted 2 weeks after the duck song. This was an animated music video for the song Incredibad by The Lonely Island.
Now let's take a trip down memory lane, back to junior high school where it all began.
This crudely done animation became the de facto official music video for the song, and 10 years later in 2019, The Lonely Island themselves asked Forrest to recreate the video for their US tour. Forrest did just that, and the remake shares the same signature MS Paint style. And that is fucking amazing.
Mr. Alien, sir, for what it's worth, we wanna be the greatest fake MCs on Earth!
2009 just might have been the most significant year for Forrest ever, as in June of that year he found himself given a spot on an episode of Nick News covering young internet video creators.
My name is Forrest, I'm 14 years old, and I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I direct many types of different films.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm just watching some TV short round. That's cool, but when are we going on our next adventure?
Forrest happened to share a segment on the show with the legendary Fred himself. And in 2009, if you were even considered on a level equal to Fred, you were basically an internet god. Once again, Forrest established in his interview for Nick News that his end goal in life was to one day direct live-action films, whether they be comedies, action movies, or whatever he was able to make. And even if he didn't necessarily dislike being known as the YouTube LEGO guy, it definitely made it harder for him to break away into that area of content creation he wanted to be a part of.
Hey, what's up everyone? Today is my birthday. I'm 15 years old and I'm still playing with Legos. How awesome is that?
This urge to branch out into more live action would grant us one of the greatest series of videos ever made, and easily one of my favorite things to ever exist on the internet. That being the ongoing comedy series known as Craig.
Hey, Craig, I'm coming down. Man, I got this awesome thing to show you guys.
It's Craig. Oh, man, check this video out. It is sick. What is that?
You never seen this porn, man? Don't you ever watch, like, you know, straight porn?
That's a dude.
Man, that is not a dude.
The premise of the Craig videos is this. An extremely gay teenager who refuses to accept that he's gay annoys his friends by either acting like an unlikable douche, or being so gay that it becomes infuriating. It was a different time.
Rise and shine, motherfuckers. So, oh my god. How you guys doing?
Why the hell are we naked?
Oh, you know, I was in the mood for a party, you know, a little get-together.
You wanna know what I like about the Craig videos? They all take place in a basement. Well, that and they're actually fairly funny at times. But continuing off of that point that I made earlier about videos like these exuding that style that you just can't find in videos anymore, the Craig videos have a simplicity that can only be seen in homemade sketches like this.
Craig, what the hell are you wearing?
What do you mean? I'm f***ing Superman, bro.
One thing that's always been so funny about this series is that, out of the entire 10 episodes that exist for Craig, the first 9 are all relatively normal aside from maybe the one where Craig drugs his friends. Yeah, that one was a bit weird. But then the very last episode just makes this epic leap forward. Craig finally accepts that he's the gayest man alive, then decides to go on a killing spree, and suddenly we're getting multiple action sequences and legitimate fight choreography that was completely absent from all the other episodes. It's kind of jarring, especially when you first see it.
Guys, you gotta check out Alfred.
Overall though, I think the Craig videos allowed Forrest to step out of his comfort zone, and take a bit of a gamble by showing his audiences that he's not limited solely to animation. The Craig videos weren't exactly poorly received. Their view counts and critical reception were pretty good for the most part, although there still seemed to be some reluctance on Forrest's half to branch out more like he did with the Craig series. One reason I believe that is because if you visit his second channel you can find videos like these. 3010, The Year Nazis Return. This is another sketch video featuring a child soldier and his very, very gay comrade trying to capture secret Nazi plans to stop a war in the future. All filmed within Forrest's backyard. Also, Forrest had a really weird fascination with gay dudes in his videos. You have Craig, you have this random soldier named Sergeant Pussy Willow, and then in his Lego videos, Robin was very firmly established to be gay as well. Well, I guess Forrest at least got out all the gay jokes he could before it became essentially illegal to do that.
Alright man, what's the plan?
Alright man, you see that guard over there?
Yeah?
We're gonna take him out.
Oh, I'd take him out alright. To dinner and a movie. Probably sex afterwards.
The point is, this video was clearly intended to be a main channel upload, considering the end card labeling it a Forrestfire film, the trademark of all his other videos. My best guess is he wasn't satisfied with the video's quality, or he just didn't expect his regular audience to receive it well.
Hi, I'm a war veteran, and although I've been horribly disfigured by a heroically sexy accident, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't join the army today.
On the subject of the second channel, Forrestfire101 is extremely interesting as it serves as a major documentation of the majority of Forrest's teen years spent as a full-time YouTuber. You know, before that was a big thing. These update vlogs that he usually released on at least a monthly basis established a much deeper connection between the creator and his audience. This was especially prevalent as anyone who didn't even know the second channel existed just assumed these silly Lego animations were made by just some random faceless guy. But these short, very poorly lit vlogs gave deeper insight into Forrest's real life. Just a young dude who made it big doing something he liked. And making these little updates was the only real way to form a meaningful connection of some sort to the people that supported him.
Hey guys, it's Forrest. I want to talk to you guys about a few things today. Basically, I'm working on the Lego Batman Spider-Man Superman movie. Oh yeah, and also you might be wondering about all the boxes. I'm packing. We're gonna be moving soon, my family. We're gonna be moving to a new house. So, I accidentally froze this Diet Dr. Pepper in the freezer. I meant to take it out sooner, but it froze over, so I cut it open, and now I'm going to eat it with a spoon. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Forrest's method of creating his animations never changed much during his peak years of popularity. He had the same old dim bedroom, the same sets and minifigures you'd see over and over again. The only things that frequently changed was his production value and his connections. In his video, The Lego Batman and Spider-Man Movie 2, a video released in October of 2009, Forrest actually got none other than Shane Dawson himself to voice Spider-Man. Yes, that Shane Dawson.
Great teamwork, Spider-Man. Hey, so, are you okay?
No, not really. I got my arm torn off.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I guess we should go to Target and get a new one.
They don't make Lego Spider-Man anymore, though.
If this doesn't prove how different 2009 YouTube was, nothing will. The existence of an e-celeb hierarchy wasn't even a thing yet. But either way, examples like this illustrate just how influential Forrest was becoming on the platform. Somewhere around this time, legions of Forrestfire copycats started popping up all over the place. Kids with their own crappy video cameras imitating the guy they saw online who makes Batman videos and decide they can do it just as good even though they suck ass. And I'm not even ashamed to mock those kids, because I was one of them. Now, is it possible that many of these supposed copycats were only inspired by Forrest and never intended to openly rip him off? Yeah, of course. But that only applies to a few. Many of these were absolutely shameless in making their own bootleg Batman videos.
Joker, don't you ever get tired of me kicking your ass all the time? I mean, really, this is the third time this week. Come on, Batchy, tired of you? You're kidding.
I'm Joker, and I am back. I have escaped from Arkham once again. Now I must assemble a group of awesome henchmen to take over Bikini Bottom.
All this must be somewhat flattering to Forrest, though. Thousands of wannabe animators digging through that dirty bucket of Legos they have and taking low-quality JPEGs of them because they saw a video where Batman rips out the Joker's heart. Forrest's most anticipated animation yet debuted on August 27th of 2010, a 14-minute long video named The Lego Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman Movie. I remember waiting months for this video to come out, since Forrest kept teasing its release in his second channel vlogs. And then finally I returned from my school one afternoon and saw it had been uploaded. And me and my younger brother sat down and we watched that video. And then our mom saw the part where Batman says the F word and we were grounded.
What the hell, you fucking assholes?
Whoa! Easy on the language there, Batman.
The Batman, Spider-Man, Superman crossover is actually Forrest's most viewed Lego video. Nowhere near the Duck song, though, of course. And I think it was the last of his animations to really embody that traditional style he retained for several years. The animation and production looked very good for its time, but many of the non-action shots were relatively flat and usually were just still frames with added mouth animation. This wasn't a bad thing, though. It was just Forrest's style, and all the more flat scenes animation-wise made the amazingly put-together action sequences even more effective.
Aw, crap.
On New Year's Day of 2011, we got two things. One was this fantastic video posted to the second channel to ring in the new year. And the second video uploaded was a new animation called Lego Batman: The Jokers. Well, it's since been renamed Jokers Team Up, but the original fans were there when that shit was uploaded first, so we know what it's supposed to be. I saw the trailer announcing its release date as January 1st, and you better believe I stayed up past midnight waiting for that thing to upload. And then I passed out from exhaustion around 12:45. But when I woke up, there it was. And it was like nothing that came before it. The production value of these videos had somehow gone even higher. The animation and colors were more polished. The voice acting was the best it had ever been, especially with the help of master impressionist P. Gertz. And the effects, both in and out of the action sequences, continued to revolutionize what was standard practice in LEGO stop motion. From this video onward, Forrest's animations would plow forward like a non-stop train. I don't kid when I say that every LEGO animation he's produced to this day always seems to have a higher quality than the last. Unfortunately, this heavy prioritization of quality made for a decrease in the amount of animations released per year. In 2011, only about 8 new LEGO videos were released, which was a major drop from Forrest's output of content in years prior. However, like I said, each of these videos were steadily better than the last. They had every reason to take time to complete. Some might have called Forrest a perfectionist when it came to his animations. He himself has admitted that he simply can't continue work on a current project if it no longer holds any interest for him. This characteristic is what led to the cancellation of a video known as the Ultimate Lego Race 2, a would-be sequel to Forrest's popular Ultimate Lego Race video from 2009.
Just to clear some things up with you guys, I was going to do Ultimate Lego Race 2. I actually showed you a preview of it on another video, and I apologize because I am shelving that video. I'm going to take it, put it on the shelf. The reason is because I feel very, unenthusiastic about it, and I can't work on a video when I'm not excited, you know?
Perhaps this is the main reason why animation content halted so rapidly for the channel, and slowed down to the point where Forrest would never again steadily release new animation content as often as he did during his earlier years. However, 2011's lack of animated videos was not entirely due to Forrest's higher standards of quality. After the Craig series concluded in late 2010, Forrest's interest in live-action work revamped dramatically. He experimented with his creativity in April of that year with a short film titled Rebirth. This video possessed a much more serious tone than all previous live-action work done for the channel, and is pretty much devoid of comedy aside from a bit of surrealism at the end. It's a video that has Forrest just trying to experiment with the live-action medium as much as he'd experimented with in animation.
Бросай оружие! Живо!
Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. No, you aren't.
I like watching the behind-the-scenes video for the making of Rebirth on the second channel. Despite the video's short 5-minute length, it took over a month to film and cost presumably hundreds of dollars when taking into account the equipment and guns purchased for the shooting. No pun intended. Forrest was clearly dedicated to his craft, and was more than willing to use the money he'd been gifted through YouTube to push himself closer towards his dreams of movie making. But Rebirth wasn't much to write home about. It had obvious effort poured into it, but it was more of an attempt at seeing if Forrest and his motley crew of friends had what it took to even make something like this. The resulting video proves that they could, and this experience would contribute to Forrest's most ambitious project yet that came in October of 2011, a half-hour short film known as Zombie Universe. Zombie Universe was Forrest's baby at the time of its release. The videos posted to his second channel show that months of funding, pre-production, and costume prep went into this, and Forrest was clearly super enthusiastic about the project. The movie, which Forrest doesn't like calling a movie but I'm going to anyway for the sake of simplicity, is a comedy that spoofs/embraces modern-day zombie films like Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead, with some scenes directly borrowing from the movies it's satirizing. And I have to say it right now, this might be my favorite video on the internet. I'm completely serious. This is amateur filmmaking at its finest and most perfected point. The writing, choreography, makeup, and even the dry humor littering the scenes between the main characters is honestly more endearing than most professional horror comedies made today.
Oh, fuck, wait, I left a bunch of money down here. Oh man, we are just messy. I think my shirt is bleeding.
Oh my god! Zombie! What the hell? Shit! Where'd you get that bottle? What, your parents don't keep empty bottles of vodka under their bed?
And I want you to keep in mind, our lad Forrest was only 17 when he made this. When I was 17, I made a video about a serial killer Yoshi doll. Although, in all fairness, I didn't have access to YouTube ad revenue. But no amount of money can compare to one person's determination. And damn it if Forrest was not determined to make this movie. The overall plot is fairly simple to explain. Forrest and Mason, named after their actors, try to travel about 20 minutes across town to save Mason's girlfriend Allie from the recently arrived zombie apocalypse. This whole movie feels like the final evolution of all of Forrest's teenage live-action videos. It has the same set of actors, that being his childhood friends, but the production has a greater sense of professionalism that really gives the scenes a big boost.
You boys alright?
Ah! What the hell, man?
What?
What are you doing? Where'd you get that gun? Have you had that the entire time?
Yeah, man. I was saving it for a special occasion.
What? And this is the occasion you picked?
Yeah,
you
man.
shot these guys. They just saved us.
Calm down, man. Seriously. Listen, have you ever seen 28 Days Later?
No, man. Of course I haven't.
Why? I don't know why that'd be of course, but it's a great film.
Of course.
Okay, it's a great film, but check this out. the badasses save these amateurs, but then they end up betraying them. I'm one step ahead of the game.
I fucking wish I could make something that came even close to this magnitude of quality. Anyways, after Zombie Universe came out around Halloween, there wasn't much new content until the Forrestfire Christmas Spectacular released as a holiday special for the channel. This video featured Forrest and best bud Mason sitting beside a fireplace presenting the viewers with 2 new short sketches, one being a Lego video where the Joker brutally murders Santa Claus, and the other being a damn well choreographed fight scene between Forrest and Mason. It's pretty fitting, honestly. After the well-made fight scene, Forrest and Mason commented how people can now see the Lego animation, which according to them is probably what everyone clicked on to see in the first place. Kind of sad. Anyhow, the video ends with this lovely scene of Forrest and Mason's friend Jake paying them a visit.
This is great, guys. We're all here, having a blast. Merry Christmas, one and all.
The dog walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, got any grapes? The man said, no, we only sell lemonade, but it's cool and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Bop, bop, bop. Got any grapes?
Move, Jake! There's a fire!
So now we entered the year of 2012, the year the world should have ended because after this year everything gets shitty. For the rest of the world, I mean, not Forrest's channel. In fact, Forrest was now doing the most work he'd done in years. On February 1st, he released a project he'd been working on for a while. A Lego animation about Captain America that, with no dialogue, is a 2.5-minute action scene that showcases just how much improvement Forrest's actual animating had gone through. His developing skills certainly hadn't gone unnoticed, as on the same day the Captain America video released, a music video collaboration with Your Favorite Martian released as well. Does anybody still remember Your Favorite Martian? I know I do, but for anyone out of the know, it was a virtual band similar to Gorillaz, mostly operated by none other than Ray William Johnson. Does anybody still remember Ray William Johnson, who at one point in time was the biggest YouTuber on the website? By now it might start to seem like Forrest was the Forrest Gump of YouTube, seeing as he had all these interactions and collaborations with multiple stars of the internet, even though most of them have well exceeded their popularity by now. This song called We Like Them Girls might not have been the best in the band's library, but the animation done by Forrest was as great as always. Video output slowed down once again after this, but that was because Forrest had gone to work on his biggest project following Zombie Universe. Zombie Universe 2! At almost double the length of its predecessor, Zombie Universe 2 was the largest live-action work Forrest has produced to date. Whereas the first movie was funded mostly through ad revenue and cost little more than about $5,000, Zombie Universe 2 received backing from Maker Studios, which is now the Disney Digital Network. I guess Forrest can technically say he worked with Disney now. But this backing was extremely influential as it helped the movie's budget reach around $30,000, and that budget is heavily reflected in what the movie has to offer. There's more than triple the amount of actors, the makeup and the effects are far more professional, and it has a much greater cinematic edge to it that the first one lacked. Although at the same time, it still has the essence of a YouTube video fueled by the passion of its creators, just with a lot more money thrown into it.
My knee! Fuck! Looks like Alex brought a knife to a gunfight. Ah! You guys suck!
The planning and organization done for actually making this movie sounds like pure headache fuel for me. Forrest had to organize a day dedicated solely to gathering extras in the St. Louis area to play zombies months in advance, and all these extras had to be paid like $10 an hour. The commentary done for Zombie Universe 2 reveals that it actually rained on the day of filming the zombies, which just sounds like hell to shoot around. And after all the scenes were filmed for the first segment in Forrest's home city of St. Louis, the project took a 2-month hiatus. This was done due to Forrest's decision to move to everyone's favorite place on earth, Los Angeles. And yes, this was sort of before everybody else on YouTube had that same horrible idea to move to LA. Except, while many of them moved to that hellhole of a city for no other reason aside from the luxury of just doing it, Forrest actually had a reason. The guy wanted to make movies and he had to get a little closer to the industry, and he had the money needed to get closer. So hey, what the hell?
We're in LA.
My mom's gonna see this and she's gonna flip shit.
Yeah, so says mom. We're in LA, guys. Forrest cares a lot about people think.
After Forrest and Mason moved to the city to live as roommates, production resumed on Zombie Universe 2 with an extended cast of other YouTubers and even some professional actors met through Maker Studios. The movie was then completed and released in October, about a year after the first installment in the series, and it received about as much reception as the last one had generated. There has never been an injustice quite like the fact that these two zombie flicks have not even been able to garner 1 million views at the time of me making this. Months of work, time, money, and actual care poured into not one but 2 excellent videos. Stuff like that was most definitely something Forrest was self-aware of, as he'd often bring up how he tried extremely hard to find a balance between doing the things he loves and doing what kept him relevant. After Zombie Universe 2, Forrest returned to focusing primarily on brick films. It just wouldn't make sense if Forrest just completely neglected his obvious talents at making this stuff by not continuing at what he was best at. He started working on projects with another talented animator named Sean Willits, and the two essentially entered a partnership that saw them making almost every LEGO animation posted to Forrest's channel for several years together. They made the popular LEGO Justice League video and also followed up the Captain America short with an action-oriented sequel. Now we had 2 extremely talented animators working on these videos, which elevated the animations to an even higher status. Starting in 2014, Forrestfire101 entered what I like to call the commission era. This was when Forrest, along with the help from Sean, started producing work for other channels and groups as a sort of animator for hire kind of thing. There was a LEGO Hobbit series made specifically for the Forrestfire channel as a promotional tie-in to the LEGO Hobbit video game. These videos were made from a first-person perspective and played out like an actual video game, proving that Forrest was still fully capable of adding new innovations and experimentation to his works. Later in the year, he animated a music video for Epic Rap Battles of History. I think they're still relevant. And that video currently has a higher view count than Forrest's own most popular LEGO video. Then in 2015, Forrest made professional animations for the LEGO Group in order to promote the new line of LEGO Scooby-Doo sets, which made me think of a specific vlog Forrest made back in 2011.
We really hate how Legos are now. They've made everything plus like just made up shit.
Yeah, what is this?
She was in like one scene of episode 1. One scene.
She got her own Lego.
No, she's got her own Lego.
Scooby-Doo doesn't have their own Lego yet.
I really have spent way too much time here. In 2015, Forrest and Sean once again collaborated on the video LEGO Captain America 3 Nazi Zombies. 2 things about this video in particular are worth mentioning. The first being the fact that some people consider it one of the best, if not the best, independent LEGO stop-motion video yet created. I have no confirmation that that's true, but at the very least, it's probably the most violent of them all.
People are calling this the most violent LEGO movie ever made.
Right now? Well, hopefully. I mean, that's what we want.
People love gore. There's like an innate human instinct. Like, you want to see that fucking gore.
– 2016 saw Forrest work alongside Maker Studios once again to further his influence as a now official animator by working on a pilot for Disney XD. The pilot was for a show called Eames and Barry, a series about a crime-solving manatee and, apparently this is something called a capybara. I don't know what it is, but I want one. As far as I know, this show wasn't picked up. I mean, I don't recall seeing it on television, but it's also been a good 5 years since I watched Disney XD, so what would I know? It was a good exercise for Forrest, though. The animation was far more advanced than the other non-stop motion work he'd done in the past, but it still retains a bit of that charm his very crude MS Paint art had back in the good old days when you tried to draw a face and it looked like a dick. From 2017 to 2019, Forrest created a 4-part series dubbed LEGO Batman Rises, which seems to have served as a formal conclusion to the past 12 years of Batman brick films. I say seems because it's entirely up to Forrest if he wants to make more videos like this. He's assured his fans time and time again that he genuinely enjoys making these animations, but the tedious amount of effort put into them can only be tolerated for so long. 12 years of improving, innovating, and semi-consistently creating this much content is already impressive on its own. Regardless, Forrest hasn't lost an ounce of his animating ability after these repeated hiatuses and slowdowns. On August 22nd, 2020, the teaser trailer for The Batman released, and only 24 hours later, Forrest whipped out this quick 14-second stop-motion version of a clip in the trailer, and it still looks damn impressive.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance. So, I guess that brings us to now. But just what is going on now? Well, Forrest and longtime best friend Mason have recently made a commentary track for The Phantom Menace, a video style that might be continued since it arguably requires less effort than other things. And Forrest also started a podcast called Just for Clicks, where he just takes it easy and talks to people about movies and other topics. Even something like this isn't a new practice for him, since he's been creating commentary tracks for his own videos on his second channel since 2009. He's also been live streaming frequently with his wife Alyssa, and also streaming his animation process, which is pretty interesting to watch. This goes to show that Forrest is still just as enthusiastic about fan interaction as he's always been. His vlogs going back to 2008, the fact that he was one of the first people to attend VidCon before that whole thing was just a cesspool of arrogance and vanity, and now he's still communicating with the dedicated fans of his work. Recently, he's created a main channel update saying that he's currently working with Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd of Epic Rap Battles once again, as well as planning for future animation projects of his own. Although, I have a hunch he won't have as much time to dedicate to these multiple personal projects, as Forrest also announced he's soon to become a father, which kind of shatters my mind because all I can do is think back to when I watched this shaggy kid with the crappy camera talking about what LEGO videos he was working on.
So thanks for watching. That's just a lot of updates I wanted to show you guys. The Nightwing video should be out next few weeks. The Duck Song 3 should be out, I don't know, next 2 weeks.
Last but not least, my wife, Alyssa, this is her. She is pregnant. We're going to be having our first child in December.
But hey, I guess a lot's changed. I mean, the camera he uses now to talk about what LEGO videos he's working on is actually good. Learning about these major developments in Forrest's life was kind of startling. I can't possibly describe the feeling to anyone who hasn't been a fan of Forrest for as long as I have. But just imagine spending over 10 years watching this preteen with a squeaky voice transform into a fully grown man who's already done more in his life than many of us will probably ever do. I'm not gonna say it's like watching my son grow up in front of me because Forrest is still like 8 years older than me, so that'd be pretty weird. But I will say it's more like knowing a friend since elementary school and then one day reuniting with them and seeing how much different and mature they've grown to be, only reminding you of how little times have really changed for you. That's actually how it feels to revisit Forrest's YouTube channel itself. Memories of far-off days from so long ago that make you feel like times have changed for yourself, but in reality they really haven't. These videos are still here, you're still here, and Forrest is still here, which is a bit comforting, I have to say. Some YouTubers, even one or two that Forrest has actually shared interactions with, have come and gone after their time in the sun expired. It's unknown if Forrest is ever going to have as much popularity as he did during his youth, but as long as he still abides by his principle of fueling his own creative drive while also trying to deliver to the people what they want to see, I guarantee he'll always have an audience of some kind. And I think it's for that specific reason that Forrestfire101 is the YouTuber I hold the greatest amount of respect for. Imagine how many times this man could have sold out. How many times he could have abandoned his roots and left those same loyal viewers in the dust. He has every right to do so, he isn't bound till death to post stuff online. But it's the sheer fact that he did stay and even made things that he wanted to make that many viewers wouldn't have held as much high regard for. And if the day does come when Forrest either moves on to bigger things, or if his new role as a family man becomes what's most important to him, I'm sure that those of us that have stuck around for the ride this long will support him all the way through. Because to all of us, he's still gonna always be that one idyllic YouTuber that we loved, admired, and idolized when we were young. And there you have it, a brief history of Forrestfire101.
So, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Mason, drop the beat. Oh, Riley's gonna drop the beat? Okay.
Forrestfire is the best, better than all the rest. Don't be a hater or I'll see you later. His video look cool and don't you agree, then you're a tool. His username is Forrestfire101, it's second to none. So if you want to have fun, watch his videos. Hun!